Hi guys, welcome to the Movie Man Reviews. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This movie's been directed by James Gunn, who had directed the first part as well. And for everybody who's seen the movie, you didn't know what to expect in the past, but now you have a certain expectation when you walk into the theater seeing Guardians of the Galaxy. The movie continues the story of the team and also unravels the story of Peter Quill and his past. A lot of people have been thinking about who's his father, what are the probabilities, and there have been a lot of fan theories. But now finally the story is out. 5 reasons to watch Guardian of the Galaxy's Volume 2. 1. Baby Groot. I am Groot. One of those lines that I think in the future will become a very famous catchphrase. In this movie, Baby Groot has completely stolen the show. Whenever he's on screen, his kiddish charms, his innocence, his one-liners, which is just I am Groot, it takes you to a different place. Vin Diesel did not use too much of a synthesizer when he was giving the voice of this character. He actually mimicked some of the cartoons that he'd seen in the past, and I think that's an amazing job done by Vin Diesel. 2. Drax. Bautista has just taken this movie by a storm. I mean, I knew that from the first movie there would be straightforward, straight-faced comedy, but he has given another layer to the character. Whenever he's on screen, you expect him to say the most unorthodox things, and when he does say it with that straight face of his, you are on the floor laughing. The humor. This is a really funny movie. I mean, if it wasn't for the action, adventure, comic, sci-fi kind of label to it, you'd probably think this is a funny movie. But there are no moments in this movie where you'll be bored with the jokes that they've made, and every single joke that they've done, there is a certain relation to it and a feeling of nostalgia. 4. The soundtrack. The soundtrack in this movie is brilliant. Every single moment in this movie has a certain soundtrack to it, and the choice of songs, because of the mixtape kind of feel, is amazing. Throughout the movie there are songs that you know, and there are songs that you'll be singing along with, and because of this you relate much more to this movie. 5. Yondu. The whistling wand character is a masterpiece. I think he seems to be one of the strongest people in this entire lot of people. Fleshing out his character in this movie gave the movie a lot of depth, and also we understand the reason behind what he did in the first part. This character brought out a lot of emotion, and throughout the movie you're invested in his story and you understand why he's so connected with the characters. 5 reasons to avoid Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 1. The story. The story is quite... I think this movie was being made as a filler to the Marvel Universe, because other than a small mention of Thanos, one small mention of Thanos, there is nothing that this movie connects to the entire Marvel Universe. I think what they wanted to do was introduce the whole bunch of characters for Avengers Infinity War. The storyline was quite weak, and if not for the movie being funny, a lot of people might have gotten out of this theater thinking, why did they come to this movie? Because honestly, after the first half was over, I was doubting that it was a Marvel movie, and I thought of it as a funny, likable movie, and that's it. And that's not how the Marvel Universe is built. 2. The direction. Now, the direction in this movie is interesting, but I think director James Gunn has done a really good job with the first part, and I had an expectation of this being better than that. But unfortunately, when I walked to the theater and just thinking about the movie, I personally think he's done a better job in the Guardians of the Galaxy first part than he did in this. 3. Kurt Russell. I think Kurt Russell in this movie was okay. There was no conviction to what he was doing. It was a very simple role for him, and I think one of the main reasons was because his character sketch was not as strong as you'd expect. 4. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, I understand why they've made this movie. At least this is what I believe. The movie is more of a filler because it does not relate to any of the stories that is currently going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There is one mention of Thanos in the entire movie, there is no mention of the Infinity Stone directly, and because of that, I think a lot of people might just be thinking, what were they planning to do with the story of this movie? 5. Nebula. Her character in this movie is weak. I mean, one of the main reasons why we saw potential in the first part is because she lent a certain depth to the relationship between Gamora and Nebula. But in this movie, we had seen the continuation of that without any point. Overall, this movie came with a certain hype. Does it live up to it? I don't think so. And it's only because this movie is funny and nothing much. If director James Gunn was to take these characters and put them in normal situations and make a funny movie, I think it would have been much better and a lot of criticism would not have come for this movie. But there will be expectations for the third movie because it leads up to the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Does this movie fit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I personally don't think so. At the end of this movie though, one thing that will definitely be in your heads is I am Groot. The Movie Man reviews this movie 6.5 out of 10. Hey guys, thanks for watching. There are 2 new movie trailers that have come out and trust me, you do not want to miss it. The Dark Tower, starring Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey, and Dunkirk. Finally the trailer is out and we are all waiting for the Christopher Nolan movie. So, don't forget to share, like, subscribe and comment. Peace out people.